Hello again, traders. Right, I'm making this video as usual. It's impromptu. I didn't expect to make it, but there is a really interesting thing going on here. It's the H4. What happened was at 10 to 10 this morning is now 10:05. My alarm went off to have a look at the H4 charts, and I have to say it's probably one of the most relaxing ways to approach trading with a solid plan that I've ever sort of invented, if you like, because it just means there are trades absolutely everywhere. If I roll over in the middle of the night, I'll have open the charts during the Asian session, a new thing for me, and there are trades everywhere there. But the reason I wanted to highlight this video or make this video, well, first let's start at the start. The thought processes that go through my head as I'm wandering around the fields here. It occurred to me that that if you have a big candle, it doesn't matter what H4 candle you have, they always tell a story. When the alarm went off, I got back to my charts. First thing I wanted to do was look for a big candle and stopping into demand, as it were. And Euro NZD was looking incredibly bearish. It was actually 15 or thereabouts. There you go, you're down to 13. Sorry, 13 on Euro. This number here on the 15 minute, this is a altered display platform here. Actually, I've got the 5 minute missing. I keep changing and messing around with them. I vary my RSI period. I like 8 for scalping and then 14 to get a longer term view, but 8 is the one that corresponds with the 6436 and the 3 CRs. Let's put the 5 minute back on there because I mean to change this and keep it. I was just playing with having it dropped off. That's better now. So you can see we get more information about what's going on there. It's setting up for the 5 minute to turn red there, and whilst the 15 minute is really bearish on the Euro, the 5 minute isn't. But Euro Z, NZD rather, Michael loved this video with his pair of choice, and I always look at it because of Mike actually on Twitter. But it was showing really bearish, something like that with the 13 or 14 level in that box there, which I like. Rather than the blank boxes, you don't get as much information, so I really like these numbers. Back to the main chart I was looking at, and I don't even know which one it is now. This one. Even if you don't get a pullback trade on this, and this is the reason for this video, even if you don't get a pullback trade, which we can see is actually happening on here, this has moved, let's have a look at the 1 minute chart. Sorry for keep flipping around, but quite frankly, you know, it's all about, I don't like these videos that are all edited, and I'd rather be doing something in real time, as it were, like this. And when I think of things, then bring them to your attention. So that's moved 6 pips already, and you know, as a scalper, I know scalpers that make a living out of 1 and 2 pip trades. So that is not to be sneezed at, as it were, providing everything else agrees. So go back to the H4. And the point I wanted to make about this particular one was, even if you don't get your pullback trade, even if you're not here at the crack of the H4 alarm, as it were, they still offer fantastic opportunities, because, you know, we can clearly see we've broken that level of support here. The line chart, if you look at it, clearly broken. Stands to reason it may well come and test that. Support broken, gets tested as resistance, and then you can just wait patiently all day long if necessary for a new trigger to the short side. You really shouldn't be considering trading this long for any sort of length of time. It is just a scalp, and then hopefully a continuation to pop down to this level here. So this is where the buyers are hiding, and if we look at that, we can see clearly we have not approached it. So that's why I made this video, because this one has lots of interesting little nuances about it. Now, trading pullbacks is dangerous, you have to be aware of that. Trading re-entries, we have to follow the rules, you have to have all the momentum lined up, but that's the other thing about this. You know, I do this multi-time frame RSI momentum thing a lot now, and it's always best to sort of, well, in my opinion, that's how I work. I haven't studied other ways, to be honest with you, but I like to come in after the 30-minute chart has printed a candle, and if the previous H1 is, say, for example, bearish, and the 30-minute has just closed bearish at half past the hour, and the 15-minute coincides with a bearish close, and then just wait for the 15-minute, because the 30 and the 15 will potentially cause pullbacks as a result of their breaks of particular levels anyway. You know, candle closes do tend to cause pullbacks. This is exactly why we're looking at this H4 now. So just wait for the 5-minute to agree with the hourly, 30-minute and 15-minute at half past, or even as late as 45 minutes past the hour, after you've had that 15-minute close that may well have been bearish. Again, you drop to the 5-minute, 1-minute, watch a potential pullback against the 15-minute, but getting in 10 minutes before, with a valid signal before the hourly close, is perfectly okay, providing everything else is correct, of course, because they will tend to push that hour bar to the extreme before the changeover. I don't know what it is, algorithms or whatever, I've seen it 1,000 times. So, you know, all we're after, say for example on gold, or even, well, gold 7 or 8 pips, or the US 30, which seems to move like an absolute mad thing, probably 150 points, maybe even 200 point move in that last 10 minutes. I've watched it and it happens. I'm still quite what's the word, nervous of trading that thing, because it is such a beast. But once I get I am doing well on it. Once I get the hang of it, I think it offers absolutely amazing potential. So there you go, another way to envisage these 4-hour candles. They do not have to have a pullback. We are not at the buyer's area here, which is why I wasn't interested in getting in any sort of trade there. But you know, if you were into buyers with a lovely big candle with no wick on it like this one is, then I would have been really interested in getting a trade. Other things to mention about the 10 o'clock midday bar is that it is traditionally the period that we do get sort of sideways motion after the big old Frankfurt and London moves have happened. Then we may well, and often traders that are in this move and it hasn't hit your target, then you have to suffer a couple or 3 hours of drawdown before the scenario that I talked about possibly happening, which was a pullback here and a continuation. They've had to suffer that. That's why I love scalping so much. You know, there are so many different options to us just by looking at H4 candles. It is crazy. I can't think of any off the top of my head now. I knew I had some, I should have made notes. But one of the other things I wanted to make a point about in this video is that a few weeks ago some idiot said on Twitter that, you know, it can't be a simple system and it can't be very good if he's made over 800 videos. Well, you know, anyone that knows what they're doing on or anyone knows anything about trading, is that you have to make years and years of study in order to overcome the mind games that trading does afford you. And also, you know, clueless comment anyway. It was annoying, to be honest with you, so he got muted. But every time you watch a video, and this is why I keep posting videos, this is why I keep tweeting stuff, this is why I always follow other traders, that I respect the methods they use and everything. It can take one tiny little comment, throwaway comments quite often, that someone just doesn't think has any importance whatsoever, but it can change the whole way you trade. It can change you from a inconsistent trader to a consistently profitable trader. It can change your life and your family's life forever. So that's why I keep knocking these out. I'm always learning. Look at this popping back now. It's, you couldn't make this stuff up, and that will have a valid entry forming in there. But once again, you must always wait for the correct triggers. Don't just hit it willy-nilly. You know, this isn't ready yet. This is just testing these areas here, or even this area here. Old support broken as new resistance been tested there, but you really want to get a strong momentum trigger there, then a pullback that's the bust, the pullback, the break and close up, and it will probably coincide with a 5-minute 3CR as well. And that's how you want to trade these things. I mean, if you do money management trades, then you could just hit the long and put your stop right here and just take a chance it's not going to go down. Having said that, yesterday I saw one go down a second time, and then so you might have been considering entering here based on an H4 close here, which it wasn't, of course, and then you enter your trade here, and you get that second, what you could call the 2B or the spring, which is what it's designed for, to take out the buyer's stops, as it were, and then it does what you want it to do. So always be careful. This was not an entry here. Look, we didn't even break the 20 level at this point here, although we had a 3CR. The best 3CRs are the ones that are combined with momentum. Can't really see one, but there's a 3CR there, and you're nearly touching the 20 at this point here as well. So, and that's a bust, pullback, break and close, 3CR, and you can see what happened exactly then. It pulled back and then it just crashed with huge 20 plus momentum. I know it's the minus 20, but 20 points well and truly broken, and then the price crash. So always be careful. You know, we always learn from the left hand side. Something else I keep meaning to mention: look to the left to see what you should be doing in real time. It's as simple as that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.